Hi everyone, this is Arcadius and welcome back to Naval Creed. Today we'll be going over the next British battlecruiser, that being Vanguard. Now technically, historically she was a battleship, but in this game she's listed as a battlecruiser, so we'll just go with it. And honestly, Vanguard is where these battlecruisers start to get really good. We only have three left. We have Vanguard, we have G3 or Monarch, and then we have the last one, K2 or Victoria. But yeah, Vanguard is one of the better ones, and she can hold her own at her tier, which is tier 8. So let's see what we have in this ship. So she has 69,400 health, 30% torpedo resistance, which is pretty decent. 14%, or not 14, 14 inches of armor maximum, that being on the belt. I actually find it quite hard to citadel this ship. So she does have pretty decent armor in that regard. So you can still take major chunk damage. So don't think you're invincible. Let's see here. Firing rate 2.4 rounds a minute. You have 15-inch guns arranged in 4 double turrets, 2 fore, 2 aft. So similar to Hood, but this ship is so much better than Hood. Secondaries, you have a couple 4.7 dual purpose guns on each quarter, 4 on each side. Obviously, you're not going to have that good of a secondary build. And then, let's see, the main guns go out to 22.9 kilometers. Secondary range goes out to 5 kilometers. You get 50% fire chance on these high explosive shells. So this ship is a really good HE spammer, but she also has the good accuracy to be an AP sniper. So if it's both sides of the playstyle, and you can flip between both sides in game. So you can start off being an AP or HE spammer, and then once you get some good broadsides, you just switch over to AP and nail the citadels of enemy ships. So she's really good. Best used at ranged, honestly. Her shell velocity is better than Hood's, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, at least the AP shell velocity is. So you can use that more effectively. AA, she is actually really good AA wise. If you take a look at her stats here, the damages are pretty good. She has no inner range damage, but the middle and the outer ranges are pretty decent. And if you go full AA build, she can knock down quite a few planes. As you can see here, she has quite a few AA gun mounts on her superstructure. She even has some on the stern here. So yeah, pretty good AA coverage. Maneuverability, she goes 31.6 knots without speed boost, so pretty decent. Another thing that was pointed out to me is her turning circle. So starting from Hood, you have 950 meters. Actually, let's yeah. So Hood has 950. For Vanguard, you go down to 940. Monarch goes down to 930, and then K2 goes down to 900. So your turning circle actually gets better the higher tier you go, which is kind of opposite when compared to other lines. So a neat little thing I didn't know until actually today. So yes, as if you don't like Hood or Repulse, trust me, it does get better. But yeah, so this ship is really good, and I have had quite a few games with her. She was one of my favorite ships when I was still grinding. And she still remains to be pretty good as well. So with that, let's toss her into a game and see what we can do today. Alright, here we have ourselves a game. We have a few battleships, some cruisers, and that's about it. No carrier and no destroyers. So for yesterday's update, remember they added British carriers, destroyers, the new German heavy cruisers, and then the new Russian cruisers into the AI bot pool. And so that is why we have a Sverdlov. Where is it? She's over there. In game. No, there she is. No, I can't see her. I have actually run across quite a few interesting ships. Like, I've run across Illustrious and Implacable, run across Elnivsky and Sverdlov and Kostroma, as well as Heinrich and Lean and a Magdeburg. And then there's also a Jutland and a Daring I've come across so far. So it's really nice to have those ships be added in so we can actually go against them. I'm going to start off with high explosive and see what ships we can light on fire, but with a lot of cruisers we can get a lot of good damage with armor piercing. But we're going to start off with this. I do have health buffs and speed buffs applied at this time, so keep that in mind. And your third turret is actually a little bit worse arc than your fourth turret, so technically you could have a 3-gun broadside or 3-turret broadside, but honestly it's not that much different from a 4 angle wise. I think we're gonna get some damage. Yeah, at that range or angle you're not actually going to be bouncing many shots. At that range you will be taking quite a bit of damage. The good thing about your shells is that since both high explosive and armor piercing shells are the same velocity, you don't have to account for any different change in that. So if your high explosive shells would hit, your armor piercing shells would hit, and vice versa. So we didn't get a fire there. I think I might just want to switch over to armor piercing now. I haven't played this ship in a while. I actually wanted her to play her today, but I like to have my first game of the day on the ship that I'm videoing be the one that I actually video. So I waited. Look at that accuracy. It's just amazing. Now if only that was a Citadel, I would be happy, but whatever. Alright, so we're going to pop our speed boost and see what we can do beginning here. This Baltimore looks like it needs a couple 15-inch shells. Also, for this new event that's currently out, there's only one mission, and it only gives you, what, like 500 points each time you play it, for a ship that doesn't have any multipliers or bonuses to points. You go against, well, we'll go over, she'll have her own video when we do this event mission, but it's going against every single tier 8 battleship in the game, as well as a Saratoga. Now, it actually isn't as bad as you think. I've done it one time, and I used Lion Wing, and I had like 500,000 damage, and I was able to beat it with relative ease. However, it takes all 150 points of your fuel to play just one game and get minimum of 500 points. When the West Virginia new ship that came out is 100,000 points, and Trafalgar is 200,000 points. So I'm not quite sure how you're able to just grind it every day. You actually are forced to buy the packs, I'm pretty sure. Which is fine. I used all the credits, and I got a couple of the prison packs as well. Those credit packs, though, are a pretty penny. I went through maybe 80 million, I think? I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I mean, I was able to get them all, but still, it was quite a bit more than I expected. Alright, so, ooh. Going back to the game here, and enough about that one. Kind of brawling-ish, not really. I'm just trying to get to a spot where I can use my guns without having to worry about any retaliation. In this case, I'm just messing around with a bunch of cruisers. This ship can be a good cruiser killer, just like Hood and Repulse. However, like I said, she can stand her own against other battleships as well. Alright, so here's the enemy Vanguard. So let's see how her armor scheme is at this kind of angle against the same 15-inch guns that she has. So no Citadels, but what was that? 23,000 damage just in one salvo. Look at that accuracy. And then pop. Still no Citadels, but 14,000 damage. You do have I guess you could call it a super heal. It's what all British battleships and battle cruisers have. You only have 3 of them. but they do heal a significant portion of your health. And we have a Morgana here. So let's see what... Can we one-shot him? Close enough. Secondaries can finish you off. Boom. Next. I find it's easier to Citadel Vanguards at this kind of angle from the hind quarter than from the bow. So, damage the steering gear, but if you get it like right under the rear turrets at like a 45-degree angle, I feel like that would be your best chance to actually get a Citadel on this ship. She has really, really good armor against Citadels. So something like this right now. So I'm trying to aim right under those rear turrets. Still not getting it, but I am getting some decent damage still. Ooh, we just got a big hit ourselves. And so let's finish off this Vanguard, and then we'll just have the Richie to deal with. Oof. See, okay, so that was a Citadel. That went through the nose. Or at least enough of the turret cheek to actually get a Citadel. But Richie's giving us broadside, so let's see if we can get some Citadels in return. Nope. Alright. So, yeah, this is actually a pretty decent example of why you might want to stay at range with her. Still no Citadel. I'm aiming right on the troops. Overpens. Cool. Well, now we're in her blind spot, so she can't do anything to us for the rest of the game. And let's just finish her off here. There we go. Awesome. So let's see how we did. 214,000 damage. We have 5 ships sunk, 101 shell hits, 7 aircraft shot down, 3 citadels, 1 fire, 92 secondary hits for over 5,000 base XP. 195,000 of that was in armor piercing, and then less than 5,000 in high explosive. Fires did about 5,000. Secondary battery did 10,000 or so, which is actually pretty decent. But yeah, this ship is still a really, really good cruiser killer, but she has a better chance of holding up against battleships than some other previous battle cruisers. That doesn't mean she can go toe-to-toe with them, as you could easily saw. My armor was not holding up against that Richelieu at all. But she does have a better chance of it than any other cruiser that we've gone over so far. She is pretty fun. Like I said, there was no carrier that we went against or destroyers. But she does have really good high explosive shells, fire chance, armor is decent, AA is good, speed is good, maneuverability is getting better. There's all in all not really anything wrong with this ship. She's a good balance, and she can adjust to any kind of situation and be pretty good at it. So with that, I will wrap up today's video. If you liked the video, make sure you like and subscribe for further content. And join me tomorrow while we go over another one of my favorites, well, before they nerfed her, G3 or Monarch. So again, thank you and take care.